Noisy Pixel.
What's up, nerds, and welcome to another Noisy News Week for the week of February 26th, 2021. Here's where I fill you in on some notable news posted to noisypixel.net this past week. Before I get into the news, I'd just like to say that I'm not really playing anything this week. I've been working a lot behind the scenes, as they say. But please check out the Unqualified Game Chat that we have episode 4. Good month, a good solid month to get you invested into a nice podcast with me and Spencer Legacy. Please let me know what you're playing in the comments below, and I will talk to you and judge you silently about your gaming choices. Let's jump into the news because there is a lot of it. Holy crap. And you know who is on top right now and not even getting knocked down? Square Enix. Square Enix is here to make 2021 their bitch. And it doesn't seem like they're going to stop because out of the gate at State of Play, oh my goodness, Final Fantasy VII Remake Intergrade. They said, yeah, we know you know that we're working on a PS5 version, but did you know that Yuffie's going to be in here? Looking real good. Oh man, okay, so let's get into the logistics, as they say. Final Fantasy VII Remake Intergrade is a PS5 exclusive for now. Players will be able to upgrade from PS4 to PS5 for free, but the Yuffie story DLC will be paid DLC. You will have to pay for that. However, the PS5 upgrade up to Intergrade, it comes with 4K high-res graphics, you have 60 FPS, you have a photo mode, you have DualSense support so you can feel Cloud's Buster Sword ramming right into you. Shorter load times, you got a difficulty setting that adds classic mode. I don't know what that is, but it's there. And that's all that matters, is more stuff to do. The game will be a physical release also, so you'll be able to buy the Intergrade PS5 on a disc, and that's cool because you know I'm there. I didn't buy Kingdom Hearts 3 4 times for nothing. Square Enix knows. They know. The sad part is that PS4 players won't be able to play the Intergrade DLC or the Yuffie DLC, which is strange. That was a weird choice. I guess they say that the new mechanics that they integrated into the DLC doesn't work well with the PS4 version, but what do I know? Moving on. They didn't stop. That's not all the Final Fantasy VII announcements. 2 mobile games were announced. The First Soldier and Ever Crisis. The First Soldier, whatever. It's a battle royale. You know, they all can't be bangers, guys. You gotta support the normie battle royale players. You know, this is their like Midgar mobile game. I've seen a lot of these anime style shooters where they're like third-person shooters and people just stream them and like put lo-fi beats behind them, so I can see what Square Enix is doing with this game. Will I play it? Probably not. Will we review it? Probably, but I won't review it. And then the Ever Crisis, I have no idea what is going on here. You have like Final Fantasy VII, but it's in chapters, but it comes with like Advent Children content, Before Crisis content, Dirge of Cerberus content, and Crisis Core? What? We didn't even get Before Crisis, lest you remember that whole ordeal. I remember going on the internet and just looking up gameplay of this strange mobile game that we'll never ever get. And now we're going to get it in some chibi form, some remastered chibi form. Square Enix, what are you doing? What are you doing? That's going to be our Final Fantasy VII life. I'm still living Final Fantasy VII 20 years after I first played it at the age of 10. And now I'm here, full circle, as they say. You just can't get away from me. And yeah, it's my favorite game, so why not? I take it back. I'm not going to allow you to know my favorite game as Final Fantasy VII. My favorite game is Saga Frontier 2. More Final Fantasy news. Producer Yoshi P announced that Final Fantasy 15 will be more of an action RPG. Whatever. You know, it's cool. There's an easy mode too where you can just breeze through the battles and get to the story because it is still narrative focused. You know, I don't care. It's going to be good. Since Final Fantasy 12, we've had more action-based combat, so I'm not I'm not surprised we're going in this direction, and I won't hold it against them because they're still giving us Final Fantasy VII content. But I do hope they find a nice balance of classic JRPGs and this new action system. Square Enix wasn't finished. They also announced that Nier Automata has celebrated its 4th anniversary with 5.5 million units sold worldwide digitally and physically across all consoles, and this is without even being released on Xbox One at this point. It's coming to Xbox Game Pass. I don't know if it's available on Xbox One. Maybe it is. I have not checked the Microsoft Store in quite some time. But there it is. 5.5 million. Great number. As for more Nier news, Nier Replicant received a launch date for PS4, Xbox One, and PC worldwide on April 23rd. We don't have to wait that much longer. We got, 2 months? 2 months to dive into a new Nier adventure. Most of us in the West have not played this one because it didn't actually release in the West when it was Gestalt or whatever. It's coming, and that's all that matters. To round off the Square Enix news, some sad stuff. Kingdom Hearts Union Kai Cross announced that on May 30th, they will no longer be supporting the story content. This is Square Enix's problem with mobile games. They just drop them after a while when they're not doing good. Is Star Ocean still open? I think Star Ocean even closed. Man, who cares? Other state of play announcements. Sony revealed some more Returnal game footage from developer House Marquee. They do roguelikes, typically Resogun, Alienation. Their new Returnal is more 3D roguelike focused, but they still retain their roguelike elements, and it looks good. It looks tough. Yeah, I'm excited. Oddworld Inhabitants announced that Oddworld Soulstorm will be releasing on PS4, PS5, and Epic Game Store on April 3rd. The PS5 version will launch on PS Plus at launch. You have a month to download it if you own a PS5. Be sure to grab that game because Oddworld is so goddamn good. You guys, you have no idea. If you have not played this game, I know nothing about Soulstorm. Okay, I'm not saying Soulstorm. I'm saying the series in general. So damn good. So damn good. Abe's Exodus, put in the shopping cart. Munch's Odyssey, put in the shopping cart. What is that other one? There's another one, that's some Western one. You can leave that out of the shopping cart. But those two, yes, definitely. Now we have a Pokemon event. Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Pokemon Shining Pearl were announced as remastered of Diamond and Pearl, and those were great games. So that's cool that they're staying true to their roots and kind of just dialing it back for the core audience. And they don't have to do much. I mean, the story's already there. They just have to kind of make it into this new engine, and yeah, it's cool. Also, a new Pokemon adventure is coming called Pokemon Legends Arceus, I believe. Arceus? Doesn't really matter. I don't know. It looks like this open world game wants to be some casual Pokemon game, and that's the problem with Pokemon Company is they constantly have to one up each game because there's going to be clones coming up next to them, like you have all these Nexamons and you have these little other creatures. Pokemon Company has to set the bar, so they're constantly setting the bar, and we're like holding them to some degree that they can never match. So everyone's going to be upset about something, and I think this game in general, for me, looks more like what we believe a real Pokemon adventure could be in reality, because you have the people kind of sneaking around throwing Pokeballs. I'm not even sure if you have to battle every Pokemon that you meet. More news is supposed to come out about this game, but it definitely looks interesting. It looks amazing, and I hope that there's a big world that they're creating here, and they should really think about filling it up with stuff and not making it look so barren. I mean, they showed a couple town scenes and it looked like they were completely empty, so that's something to keep in mind. That's all I gotta say about that. The last Pokemon announcement was a new Pokemon Snap trailer. Can never get enough of those, but still no Todd, so you can count me out. Show me Todd or I'm out. Moving on, Bandai Namco released a new trailer for the story content DLC for Sword Art Online Alicization Licorice, and that's available now, I believe, on PS4, Xbox One, and PC. It's free content. I know you probably don't think the game is good, but I'm going to tell you that it's a great game. Just get past the first few hours. After you get past the Alicization story content, then the real game happens, and then it becomes really good. Trust me. Arc Systems Works launched a new character trailer for Guilty Gear Strive. They announced that I Know will be the 15th character on the roster, and her new design is looking fresh. just like her. I'm excited about this game. I got my ass handed to me in our preview. So when you see, I didn't write the preview, Nier did, but the person getting their ass kicked in the game is just me. And he's just killing me every single time. But I try. And that's all that matters. Give it your best. SNK released a new trailer for the Samurai Showdown and announced that Season 3 will launch on March 16th. Cham Cham will be available around that time, and then they'll have more characters coming out for Season 3. Bandai Namco announced that the last character for Tekken 7 will be the Prime Minister of Poland? Not sure, but she's looking good. Moving on. Publisher Krim announced that the 2011 action title El Shaddai Ascension of the Metatron will release on PC via Steam soon. If you don't know this game, don't worry, it wasn't that good, but it was on PS3. It's a very pretty game, I'll give it that. But I'm excited to see what they do with this remaster. NS America announced that the survival adventure Void Terrarium Plus will launch on PlayStation 5 on May 15th, 2021. This is an updated version of Void Terrarium on Switch and PS4, I believe. It has some updates with character models and environment stuff, new dungeons, but this is a really cool dungeon crawler. Very low maintenance, and you get to take care of this girl and build up her nice little world. It's a pretty cool game, and there's a nice story to go behind it. The publisher also announced that they will be publishing the Furyu-developed action RPG, The Caligula Effect 2, on PlayStation 4 and Nintendo Switch in fall 2021. This game is releasing in Japan around June, but I'm so glad that someone picked this game up. I'm really excited to play it. I think someone finally gave this developer some budget because this game looks really good, and I'm glad. Their other games, pretty low-key, but I just love this team. They actually put out some really good games, and if you look in their back catalog, I assure you, you'll find some gems. They did a lot of DS games too, so check them all out. Some news we don't typically cover, but BioWare's Christian Daly announced that they have stopped development on Anthem Next, and that project is being canceled. The company plans to keep Anthem's live service available and running online for those who are still playing it, maybe the 10 or 15 people. To that, BioWare, really? Fuck you. Like, seriously, that's the epitome of telling people what they want to hear at the time, just to get them, just to make a few more sales at the sheer thought that, oh, they'll fix it. This will be fixed at some point, and then totally abandoning it? Like, don't do anything, just move on to your next projects. You put out a terrible game, you lied. I don't support that. I don't think that's very nice, and I'm usually a pretty positive guy within the gaming industry voice, but I think this is so messed up. I didn't buy the game, but I know a lot of people did, and at least Fallout 76, that game sucks, but at least they keep updating it. At least they keep trying to make it better. What do? Cancel it? Move on? Get out of here. Moving on to better news, Koei Tecmo announced that Samurai Warriors 5 will launch on PS4, Xbox One, Nintendo Switch, and PC on July 27th. That's really cool. This game looks amazing. It has a nice art direction, and I hope it comes to PS5 and Xbox Series X. P-Cubed announced that the Dual Effect and Abstract Digital Works developed survival horror Torment will launch physically on PlayStation 5 and Nintendo Switch later in 2021. That's not really big news, but I just want people to know about this game, because it looks great. I don't know about this developer. I don't know what they did in the past, but I'm all about these survival horror reimaginations. And this one looks like a great Resident Evil kind of inspired adventure. WFS announced that their RPG, Another Eden, The Cat Beyond Time and Space, will be headed to PC via Steam in spring 2021. This is actually a mobile game that has a lot of crossovers, so I'm interested to see how they'll handle different accounts connecting. We'll see. There is a pre-registration available now on the website. Indie developer Mino Dev announced that their magical girl bullet hell adventure Maiden and Spell will launch on Nintendo Switch soon, I guess. Nippon NG Software is publishing it, and the game's already English supported, so I imagine it'll come in the West as well. On to visual novel news. Nikonyan has launched a Kickstarter for the Saga Planets developed Kinkoi Golden Love Rich for its Western release. This is actually not to fund the localization, but instead to bring merchandise from Japan to the West. You have some exclusive art stuff there that even the Japanese fans couldn't get. So this is awesome. If you need merch, there you go. There's also a demo coming that will let you know about the girls before the Kickstarter is over. Push has also launched a Kickstarter, and I believe it's past its goal for their visual novel project Swimmer Admiration, and it's in development for PC and Android. It is a Arage. Am I saying that right? I heard someone say it and I said it like that, so I'm gonna say it like that from now on. It has some swimming girls, some bathing suits. Pick your poison. Playism announced that they will publish the Petite Depot developed adventure RPG Genosha in the West on March 4th on Nintendo Switch. Pre-orders are available now. I hope this comes to PC. Why not? You don't know who it is. The who done it, you know? Battlestar Galactica kind of did it with the Cylons, where they look like you, but they're not you, and they're actually hindering your progression, and that's what Genosha is. It sounds dope. Shirafune announced that they will localize the adventure dating sim Yoshi Classmates on PC via Jurin later in 2021. This is because DMM Games actually has a stake in Jurin, and Shirafune is owned by DMM Games, so you'll see a lot of Shirafune's announcements going to Jurin exclusively. It's just another online store, but I do hope that they put it on Steam and just put it on every platform that they can. This is a dating sim game that was originally released in like early 2000s or something, and then it got a remastered. So this is the remastered version with all the updated CGs and characters and balances, and it looks cool. So there's like hours of dating in it. Pencil revealed that they will release Taisho X Alice Episode 3, the third chapter, on PC via Steam on March 3rd. This introduces 2 new boys to the group. March 3rd? What is that? A few days away? Let's go. We can wait. We can hold off. Here we are. On to previews. We have Blasphemous, Strife, and Ruin, Muv-Luv Unlimited, the day after 01. Now, reviews. We have Half Past Fate, Romantic Dating, SNK vs. Capcom, The Match of the Millennium, Ghost and Goblins Resurrection, Touhou's Spell Bubble, Natsuke Chronicles, and Neptune Virtual Stars. Holy shit, that was a long episode. I'm sorry, Mark, for all the editing that you had to do. I'm sorry you all had to watch that for a long time, but be safe and see you soon.